I'm born 1942 in Bulgaria, a small village about roughly 100 kilometers south of Sofia. And I'm educated in Bulgaria, study art, and 1968 I decided to leave Bulgaria. Yes, because Bulgaria was not ready for me, or maybe I was not ready for them. It's simple things. It's very difficult to survive in art in Bulgaria this time. It's everything that art, they look about politically. If you're not producing something to please the politics, it's just impossible to live like artists in Bulgaria this time. And this is why I make decision in 1968 to leave the country. In 1968, I was involved to work in Cinema City in Sofia for the decor of the movie Galileo Galilei. And I met the film producer Annette Frigerio, who was controlled the production of the movie in Cinema City, and I was thinking about how I was to escape from Bulgaria, and later when we finished the decor for the movie, it's May, June, I take decision to go to Yugoslavia, and from Yugoslavia to escape to Italy. And that's what I've done it. Australia, because it's far, far, far away from the communist system these days. And originally the idea was to go to Italy, where is the country of the culture and East art, and Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Botticelli. In 1968, when we made the movie for the Galileo Galilei, Annette Frigerio was very impressed of what I'd done for the movie, of all the decor. And I was thinking about he supposed to help me to stay in Italy. But misunderstanding something, and in the end, I decided to come to Australia. We arrived in Sydney Airport, and from there I go to Wollongong in the immigration camp. After this, I've been to Canberra, West Australia, and I'm still here in this state. To research more about Australia, and I come here and I not got money to go back to Eastern State. And slowly, I work first for Italo Paganini of West Australian marble and granite. And slowly, later I started working for the metal decor, Stelio Coterli. And I organized myself and start to make and to use the studio
to make your own sculptures, or
and start to make my little sculptures. And later decide to organize myself, to have my studio and gallery. Now I've been to work in a salt mine, Texada. Not Texada, to save a little bit money to come here to organize my exhibition of paintings and later sculptures. In my exhibition, I have more of the paintings. In paintings, you're supposed to do it anywhere, not needed to have studio. For the sculptures later, yes. I'm not got yet. Well, when I made the first exhibition, I think in 1973, in Churchill Gallery in Subiaco. I'm not got studio yet. It's a little bit sculptures because I was working in a Stelio studio, it's workshop, and I have opportunity. I have to deal with Stelio to work 8 hours for him, and
then go home and do your own.
And the rest, it's 8 hours, and he paid me $1 per hour, only to use his studio, to use his machines and welding and to collect a few, to make my few sculptures. In Bulgaria, I study art, paintings and sculptures. I try to introduce my work here in Australia, but I was ignored. I remember after 5 years, I said to the employment office, I want you to help me to make living of sculptures. And they said to me, you are in the wrong country. This is very disappointing for me because I refused to get a job from employment office. They said to me, my job, they find for me the job. And they said, the trucks start tomorrow 5 o'clock. I said, what the trucks you talk about? I said, the garbage collector. I was very, very disappointed. And I remember John Harper Nilsson. He was Deputy Minister of Culture in West Australia. I said, the money what one garbage collector earn, if you supply me the material and I create sculptures for the schools, universities, and many places. West Australia is empty, not enough sculptures. and they said to me, John Harper Nilsson, George, you want to make revolution in this country? And later I remember I make design for the education department. Education department, it's beautiful building in aluminium. And I asked them, and the director of education department said, George, my building is sculpture. We not need inside all was print of all European masters, but copy, no original work. Anyway. Where I live in Canberra, are passing in one of the hills where it's got hold the flag, one of the hills. And I said, just passed. And I said, I'll create beautiful sculpture for this. And I said, I want to introduce to the government to make this copper sculpture and hold the flag, not only the post. And the person said to me, George, no. The government got to ignore you because this post is present from Canada. And I said,
A lump of wood.
it's just a piece of column. It's a present of Canada. Why they not give the sculpture like in America, France, give this beautiful sculpture in copper, Liberty. That's from France, a present. Canada give to Canberra, to Australia, one pole and put the flag. And I said, no, it's wrong. I've got to create and I want to introduce to the government. And people said, you waste your time. And that's, many people explain to me, George, Australia's new country, people coming here many people from Europe coming and start new life. It's an immigrant country. It's not yet anyway, that's I understand. In 1988, I was invited from the federal government to create sculpture. And was competition from 36 artists in all Australia. And I entered with my design, and I was very lucky to win it. And they asked me the sculptures to be for many years. And from 1988, I've been doing the sculptures for 30 years. In the end, I was thrown in a bin. Not me, and the sculpture too. I'm very disappointed about what happened. 91, I was invited from West Australian to create a sculpture for West Australian of the year. It was presenting from the Governor General of Western Australia. This was only for 3 or 4 years, and I was accused from Mara Basanovic, the director of West Australian Citizen of the Year. I was unprofessional, disloyal to the councillors, and they give the different design from different sculptors in the future. Swan, it's got to be Citizen of the Year in West Australia. And I lost the job. I've done West Australian East of Sport for a few years. The Australian got beautiful, different animals where it's not existing in the world, and well, that's what we are proud of, the kangaroo. But I never have chance to use if my much is how to explain it. Many people said I try to introduce more Bulgarian or art, sculptures or paintings. In Bulgaria, I try to introduce Australian landscape, the beauty of. I make few exhibitions in Bulgaria of only Australian landscape. Same time, I try to feel I'm ambassador of Australian landscape, and people was very interested. It's still many people don't know yet what is Australia. Where I'm visiting in a moment sometimes in Bulgaria, they have a lot of documentary movies about Australia, and what has pleased me, I'm very happy about to see this. But in Australia, they do not know about it. Where is Bulgaria? Some people said to me, maybe it's Northern Territory. Anyway. I try to work in marble, sculptures in marble, but Australian people don't understand the marble. They think it's marble, it's only for cemetery, for them. But, and that's why I concentrate more in aluminium, copper, bronze, stainless steel. Aluminium is easy to work. Yes. Copper, it's easy to work. I've done one big sculpture for the show of Mandurah, 4 meters high stainless steel sculpture. Was very, very hard work. Stainless steel is not easy metals, especially to make sculptures. I've done for Bayswater Shire aluminium sculpture, 2. One for inside for entry, another one is in a pond outside. This was 1988. I call it the celebration, and was officially opened in 1988 from Mayor of Bayswater Shire. That's I call it the celebration. Inside in the building, it's got another aluminium sculpture, kinetic. I've done bronze sculpture for in Welshpool. That's the company producing the tractors and
Deere,
Chamberlain John Deere. Was officially opening from the Premier in Western Australia. I'll have opportunity to make more, but later I start a little bit not to have enough energy to create big sculptures. In university or school in art in Bulgaria is to teach you foundation of the art. When you go out from the school, you're supposed to start to create your own style of work. That's your signature. Where people see it's one of your work, people not need to look about your signature, your work as signature. They say straight away, oh, it's a Kosturkov or Ivanov design. Where you see the house of Ivanov, it's straight away you say it's Ivanov. Where you see people, my sculpture, they're not needed. But that's the different. In Bulgaria, they're not let us to impress ourselves in abstract. My teacher explained to me, you create first your style. Slowly, slowly, you're coming more in freedom. Freedom is abstract. For me, it's in Australia, they give them or that too early freedom to young people to do. Their art is not best foundation. There's no foundation because they push them to impress what they feel. Feeling in art is later, not where you study. Australia in art, for my philosophy or my thinking, is very wrong. But this is not my business, you know. I can't comment on that. My work is simplicity, to simple, like Australian Tourism Award.
Yes.
Hand hold the earth.
Yes.
It's in very simple lines.
Yes.
And this is the success of when you make from one element to simple. People to read simple what is. Well, for me, that's the beauty, because I got opportunity to. But if it's something else, but in art, the government not support you. See, where I said, oh, can I do the sculptures for you? They said, no. Of course, it's. If I got the opportunity, I scream. The country will adopt me. Australia adopt me. Thank you very much. But why they cut my hands? Why? For me, it first year 2000. I make the sculptures, send them Canberra. Every year I said, I got the money in one check in the end of the, you know, where they present the sculptures, everything. It's okay. I said, where's the money? We are bankrupt. Bankrupt. I said, this is, you rob me, rob. You know, you take from my pocket the money and why? But I never screamed to tell the people what happened. Who get the money? Where's the money? $20,000 I lost. How to tell? 20,000.
Yep.
If I go to Paul cheating to take $20,000 from his pocket, he cut my hand. They done it. 20,000. They talk about we are not profitable organization. They have 2 apartments in Canberra. 1988, where I won the competition, they said sculptures have been suitable for many years. Okay, it's fair enough. Where this man from West Australian tourism industry, chef, the boss, you know, that's he come to my studio. He said, could you, the price? I said, you have sponsors. 1988 was about 6-7 sponsors. Now you have 37 sponsors. I make sculptures for $35,000. 35 sculptures, bronze, gold plated, pay transport, out flying with my money, not their money, to go to Canberra or Qantas giving for the Aboriginals $25,000.
For one award.
One of the categories, $25,000. I make 38 sculptures for $38,000. And this man here, who's in the West Australian tourism, now he's chairman. Promote him, they made him general. That's what I want to scream, but sculpture is culture. No sculpture, no culture. What is in Italy, France, Germany, Russia, they have 2,000-3,000 years culture they talk about. But what Australia got, okay, it's a new country. But don't ignore them, you know. Accept, take the beauty of them, you know. But I can't.